Hello there, and welcome to a new release of Tabular Editor 3. We have some exciting features for you this time around, including support for multiple languages in the Tabular Editor application, some built-in best practice rules, a new view for creating custom calendars for advanced DAX time intelligence, and a way to automatically convert Databricks metric views into Power BI semantic models. Let's dive right into it and show you what's new. To change the application language, go to Window and then at the bottom of the menu, choose from the available languages. You can also do this from the Tools menu and Preferences, where you have all of the Tabular Editor settings. Search for Language, and then scroll down to see the User Interface language, where you can choose an option like Simplified Chinese. Then, once you restart the application, you'll see that all of the menu items and panes are updated to show the language that you select. Note that this has no effect on information, for example, menu items like warnings from a system or key terms related to the tabular object model, and it also doesn't change anything about your expressions or the translations in your model. This only pertains to all of the terminology, menu items, and user interface of Tabular Editor itself. Support for multiple languages in the application is something we've wanted to do for a long time. Now, we do plan to support additional languages in the future, but these are the first languages that we're supporting with this release. So next up, I want to talk about some built-in best practice analyzer rules and how they can help you improve your semantic models. When you open a model in the latest update of Tabular Editor 3, you'll be prompted about whether you want to use the built-in best practice rules. These can help you improve your semantic model. If you agree, then any issues that are detected will be shown at the bottom of the screen and in the best practice analyzer view. You can expand the issues for more information and then go to the object where the issue is happening by clicking on that button or double-clicking on the issue. For example, here we have a measure that's not following naming conventions, so if we just rename it, then the issue goes away. Now, some issues you can fix automatically. Selecting the issues, if there's a screwdriver button, then you can apply the fix. For example, hiding these columns is something we can just do with a click of a button. Now, if there are issues that arise that we don't want to fix, then we go Ignore Object, and we can view any issues that we've ignored by just viewing Show Ignored. So we only focus on the ones we want to act on. Managing the rules is also quite easy. You can go to the built-in best practices and enable them or disable them one at a time, or altogether if you wish. Here you can also manage any rules you've added from links, your current model, the local user, or the local machine. Now remember that BPA rules are most helpful when you create custom rules for your organization, your team, and your semantic models. However, we know this is challenging, which is why we created an AI skill that you can use with LLMs and coding agents to be able to help you audit your BPA rules, create new ones, and do other tasks that relate to Tabular Editor and semantic model development. We're creating a lot more stuff in this area related to agentic development, so do keep an eye on that. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is a feature that allows you to convert a Databricks metric view into a Power BI semantic model. We call this feature the Semantic Bridge, and it's something new to Tabular Editor, and we're very curious to hear your feedback about it. Let's take a look. In Databricks, metric views are the semantic layer similar to semantic models in Power BI and Microsoft Fabric. This means that if you have and use Databricks metric views, but you want to consume your data from Power BI reports or other consumption experiences in Fabric, then you need to create a semantic model. This used to require manual development effort and duplicated logic, but now in Tabular Editor, there's a tool that facilitates this automatically. The Semantic Bridge takes the definition of a metric view from Databricks and converts it into a Power BI semantic model. It even lets you coalesce or combine multiple metric views into a single one. Now there's a lot to explain here, but we'll just show you the basics. To open a metric view in Tabular Editor, select Open, Import Metric View YAML, and then select the YAML definition for the metric view you want to convert. It will automatically create the tables, partitions, measures, columns, and relationships. You can rename the fact table and open additional metric views if you want to combine them into one Power BI semantic model with multiple fact tables. This is a nice and easy way to simplify the process of keeping your metric views aligned with a Power BI semantic model and reducing the amount of manual development effort that you have to do. Note that this only works for measures with simple calculations, and complex calculations will still require some DAX development. If you want to learn more about the Semantic Bridge and how we're able to convert a Databricks metric view into a Power BI semantic model and programmatically make changes to either, do check out the new article on our Tabular Editor blog at tabulareditor.com, where you can read more about how that works and why it's useful. Now, what we also have in this release is the ability to create supporting files if you're using Microsoft Fabric, specifically Git integration. This allows you to, when you're creating a semantic model, to save it using all the supporting files that Fabric needs for Git integration to work. Let me give you a quick demonstration. When you save a model using Save to Folder, now Tabular Editor will give you the option to save with supporting files. This provides all the supporting files that are necessary for Microsoft Fabric. When we choose this option, we're not only just creating the definition, but also the platform, the PBISM file, all the same format as the Fabric APIs and the Fabric CLI. Now, there's two other additional big features that we want to talk about and introduce. The first one is the Calendar Editor. If your Power BI semantic model has a compatibility level of 1702 or higher, then you can use the DAX Advanced Time Intelligence. This means that you can create a calendar object for your date table, like a standard calendar and a fiscal calendar, for instance, which allows you to reuse the same date table with different calendars and different calculations. You can manage this calendar from the Calendar Editor in Tabular Editor, where you can set up and configure the various units of date and time corresponding to the various columns that you have in that date table. We've also added a new advanced refresh dialog box, which gives you more control over the refresh of your semantic model and its tables. You can refresh your model or any selected tables and partitions in Tabular Editor, and now there's a new advanced refresh dialog. This gives you more controls in addition to the refresh type, like max parallelism for performance, to be able to control the incremental refresh, like effective date, which basically lets you choose how incremental refresh sees today, so you can test it and set it up with historical data, for instance. And you can also set override profiles, which is an advanced way to refresh subsets of your data, overriding the query expression that you already have in your partition. That's everything for now. We have a lot of other new improvements and enhancements, as well as various bug fixes, of course. We look forward to seeing you in the next release.